All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I like to give all the honor and praise and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the elders and apostles of great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect scattered abroad. This is Brother Bravazar here with a lesson, and Lord willing is edifying. And the title of this lesson will be, The Devil is come down unto you having great wrath. Right? Or something along those lines. Currently we're seeing this state of the economy right now, and Americans, are panicking with the surging, energy prices, right? Energy prices shooting up, the gas prices, food prices shooting up, rent shooting up, and people are not able to afford, their lifestyle, whether they're living above their means, living below their means, whatever the case may be. People are feeling this, and this is all a part of Esau's his plan, right? The order ab Ko, because we understand that Esau, he wants to pretty much create a chaotic event in order for him to be justified in him pushing his NWO, right? So that'll lead me to my first precept, which is Revelation 12:12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." And this devil is getting ready to get up out of here, man. You see? See this devil seeing the signs of the chariots. We're living in a time of Matthew, the 24th chapter. We see the prophets, right? The elect, right? Being sealed, right? So this devil know that, he don't have too much time left. So it's actually an article I wanted to read real quick, which is entitled, "Inflation Reaches Highest Level Since 2023 as Gas Prices Keep Rising." Was created yesterday, May 12th. All right, so it says, Americans already struggling with affordability saw prices rise again in April as surging oil costs stemming from the Iran war kept driving up prices at the gas pump and impacted supply chains for other goods. The Bureau of Labor Statistics Consumer Price Index, its measure of inflation, revealed prices rose from 0.6% from March to April and were up 3.8% from a year ago. Those readings came in above forecasters' expectations and mark inflation's highest level in nearly 3 years. A 5.4% rise in gas prices over the month again drove the increase, following a 21.2% spike in March. Over the year, gas prices are up 28.4%. See? And it also says American households continue to feel the brunt of surging energy costs added to the deluge of inflation they have weathered since the pandemic. James McCann, a senior economist of investment strategy at Edward Jones, said in a note to USA Today, moreover, with the Strait of Hormuz still effectively shuttered, the risk that we are not past the peak of these prices of these price pressures is rising. The cost of energy, shelter, and food also increased over the month, while the price of new vehicles and medical care declined, the agency said. You see? So I'm not going to read this whole article, but this is just going to show you, hey, you seeing what's going on, right? And not just that, what else? You got pestilence, the hantavirus, which could very well lead to, shutdowns. So not only is the economy about to crash, you also going to have, the shutdowns, right? People quarantined, right? People not able to travel, all these different things. And this is all going to play into the hand of how Esau wanted to be in order for him to push what? Right? The answer to everybody's problems, which is going to be the micro C hip. This is the book of 2 Ezra 6-7. It says, "Then answered I and said, What shall be the part and asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So all the signs that we are seeing are signs of the end of the world, right? Pestilence, uptick in earthquakes, famines on the rise, right? Everything turning digital, right? To implement that MOTB system. Wars, rumors of wars, the elect waking up, speaking against this place, the wicked being revealed, the PDF files, right? You also have, everybody is pretty much against the small hats. The other nations coming up and being against America, being mad against America and the small hats, right? Even NATO allies. So currently, we are seeing the downfall of this man's kingdom, and there's nothing that he can do about it. This is all prophesied in the scriptures. All right. And I want to go down too. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And that's what we're coming into. We're coming into a society where it's going to be survival of the fittest. People ain't going to give a damn about the dollar no more. That's not backed by anything. People are going to be looking for things that, they could actually use, right? That's tangible: food, water, shelter, gold, silver, things like that. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall suddenly be afraid. And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So that's what it's going to lead to, Families turning on each other, friends turning on each other, right? Everybody trying to survive, and people are going to take that MOTB just to survive, just for, feeling like they did the right thing for their family or, whatever the case may be. These are the type of times we coming into, Jacob's trouble. And if you don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shemi dealing with you, you're going to get caught up in that judgment. In death, you're going to take the MOTB, which will lead to destruction, famine, pestilence, women going to be ravished. So we coming into very scary times, So that's why you can't, play around during these times. Repent, right? Let's get Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So what's truly going to get you through these times is, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You cannot deliver yourself through carnal means, through weapons, through food, storing up food, I should say, building underground bunkers, whatever way, you feel like you're going to make it. All that is not going to matter if you don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shemi dealing with you, because the Lord could put you in a situation where you don't have access of any of those things. Got to remember that people are going to be getting put into prison camps, things of that nature. They're going to be hunting certain people down, man. So, you got to have the Lord to lift up that standard for you, man. Divine intervention. We need divine intervention, right? The amount of power this man Esau has, the Lord has to step in. And you got to have faith that the Lord is going to step in and take this man out of power. We already seeing what's prophesied throughout the scriptures, right? The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Treasure is something precious, something that's not easily obtainable, right? And that's likened unto the fear of the Lord. See? So I got one more precept. This is Isaiah 65:13. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. You see? But, hey, that'll do it with the lesson. And Lord willing, it was edifying. So with that, I want to give all the honor and praise and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushua Bahashem, Ra HaKodash. Shalom.